No, but he has resistances to everything.
He does kind of resist everything.
Oh yeah, we'll see how he survives once I plant a plant in his head.
You see that happened, I think, when he fought Groot. But whenever you're ready to start.
I want to see a crossover where he fights the Floronic Man. Let's do this, DC and Marvel.
we just need the stream to start going. But speaking of DC, their trailer for Justice League is out.
Oh yay!
Oh, that'll be fucking exciting! Yay!
I'm sure. I hope it's every bit as good as Batman versus Superman.
I still have hopes for Wonder Woman not sucking.
The only one I'm probably going to bother with is the Batman one, and that's just because rumors are that Ben Affleck's actually involved in writing and directing it. So
I think they took him off directing because it was too much work.
I should hope they took him off directing because he instead of writing Bruce Wayne, he was writing Jeegly Rain.
Hey, I've been on board for Ben Affleck as Batman ever since I saw the director's cut of Daredevil.
I just want to see him
fucking
with Matt
playing
Damon
Batman
as
in that
Robin.
I wonder how long we can keep up this back and forth before people start unsubscribing.
Forever, because they're clearly still fucking watching us play, so...
When did the
Save
recording
us
start?
with exposition.
How much
Exposition,
of that
please.
did we record?
Approximately from the middle of the diversion about the thing.
Lovely.
God.
Praise be to the thing. Go.
Well, you can always just cut it out later.
Go.
That's what she said.
Let's go back to the main Chicago map, shall we?
Cathedral City.
Oh, please tell me the black square is still there. Yes, it is.
The black square is still there, yes. That is still an area of the city that if you go there, you are very likely to be murdered.
The Black Square of fuck.
I hope we hear it all
essentially.
black.
So we left last session in a bit of a cliffhanger, and then we had some weeks where we weren't playing. Not that the cliffhanger is really something we don't know how it's going to be resolved, but currently, Mr. Smith and Joseph are standing in, one of the dried up old canal beds.
I'm naked.
Yeah, well, people are kind of used to that at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what world you live in, but I can't regenerate clothes.
And Roberts is standing above them with a very large rifle pointed squarely at Joseph. Joseph has so far unsatisfactorily answered all of his questions. So I have this question to the person who formerly played Joseph.
Yeah.
What would he do to get out of being shot in the head?
It's teleportation time.
Just bamf and gone?
Yep, he'd just disappear.
Well, there's not much that can be done against that, is there?
Well, maybe if he won initiative, but I don't think he can insta-give me, so...
Cast Dimensional Anchor.
No, and honestly, the teleporting could probably even go faster than the bullet. Instantaneous travel is instantaneous travel.
Well, it does take me a standard action to cast the spell.
It'd be one of those, he has a ready action to shoot you, so you would hit him with bullet before his spell goes off. But his spell would inevitably go off unless that bullet
Well,
takes him
you
out.
can't ready an action unless you're in combat.
You know what I mean, though, yeah?
But
You
in
get
any
the
case,
concept?
It really
Joseph-
depends. How this goes really depends on who would win initiative, so...
it doesn't matter. In any case, Joseph will teleport away. Leaving, the mass murderer at large in Chicago.
Neat.
With magical powers.
And don't forget the guy who can burn down city blocks who's chasing him. So that'll be fun when he shows up.
Yeah. Oh boy.
This is just the chaotic evil / chaotic neutral with heavy emphasis on chaotic guy running around doing what he wants, a la Batman, when written by crazy people.
He's chaotic good. The D&D world's vision of good is just different than the real world.
Yes.
I
No.
debate that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no.
I don't know, I don't care, he poof.
So, with that in mind, now that he's gone, Roberts is going to ask Mr. Smith a simple question. Can you take care of yourself for a few days?
I've managed myself for 3 years now. I'm fairly certain I can do 3 days. The question is not, can I manage myself? The question is, how often am I going to be assaulted in my own home before I lose my temper and end up breaking something?
To be honest, you're not on the top of the Prejudicium's threat list at the moment.
That frankly blows my mind. They're either
Wonder if
uninformed
might
or
be-
stupid.
He just weighs the spot that Joseph used to stand in.
He's destructive on a uncontrolled wild scale, I suppose. But bullets stop him. I mean, I guess the teleportation thing makes him... I mean, in the sense of if I want to destroy the city, I can't just pop from one end to the other. So I guess if he really wanted to destroy the city, he could just pop around and just keep doing that, I suppose.
An unkillable dinosaur is an understandable commodity in their eyes. Magic is not.
That is fair. Well, I do have a job and a house, but don't we have another pressing issue? Speaking that tried to fly away and is flying away.
Yes, we do, and I'll be taking care of it when I can, but I have other things to take care of. I'll be contacting you either tomorrow or the day after that.
Very well. I suppose I can do some shopping and things. Do you have any spare clothes, or should I just vanish?
None that would fit you.
Not that tall, and he just shimmers from view.
And Roberts looks up and disappears.
Reminder, was I along for that ride?
Yes, you were.
Okay, just checking.
You were in the commander's brain, where it's just the Cobra theme song playing forever. I go home, I guess. My home. I have a house.
We're just having a bit of time pass here, but first of all, I assume Avery would like to get out of Roberts at that point.
Eventually.
Set up shop, live there, home away from home.
Don't you want him inside you?
We're not going to go there.
I beg to differ. Have you met this group?
Actually, I do have a plan of Tyrant's Own to actually try and find Warp, but that's a whole other thing.
Okay.
Well, he knows her scent. He was just going to keep a nose out, I don't know, for her scent, and then go talk to her if he has a minute, bringing something else along. I have a scene in my head.
If you happen to catch her scent over the next couple days, you mean, or going
Yeah, more or
specifically
less.
out tracking her?
If his job isn't available, he will out tracking her, but if he has a job, he prioritizes the job.
Well, given that she is probably going to be flying a lot.
You can still smell her. She's on the wind. It's,
Yeah, but it makes it much more scattered.
True. You're not wrong. He just presumes eventually she's going to land somewhere and, stop for lunch or something.
So is he just following the trail of angst?
Pretty much.
In any case, once back at the hideout, not going to go into detail here, but Roberts is going to be very clear that Avery needs to leave. At least him.
It's a giant flashing sign up here in his mind just that says, get the fuck out.
No, it's verbal.
I guess absolutely no one else is present at the hideout, is there?
Nope.
Nada.
Gotcha. Avery will patiently explain that he can see his own way out, but he needs full control of the body for maybe half an hour, or Roberts can just go get some nap time.
Roberts will march off to a bed.
Does he sleep as intensely as like he does like everything else?
Yes, actually. He falls asleep the moment his head hits the pillow, like he's been exhausted for days.
He probably has.
Now, assuming Roberts does in fact dream,
He does!
excellent, because that, out of character, I'm aware that may be a critical risk in what Avery does.
Oh boy.
But it's immaterial to Avery. No pun intended that time. So it's...
Yeah, that time.
Yep. So, yes, Avery sees his way out, and Roberts will wake up under his own power, because Avery can do nothing about it. So he's just going to get more familiar with his with the environs here. He still isn't quite confident enough in his navigation abilities to drift through the whole kilometer plus of rock between here and the surface, so he's staying in the confines.
Oh, he's getting very bored for a while then, isn't he?
Well, he'll also be, getting used to things about, since he's managed to get a few pounds of lift strength.
So Roberts is going to be dealing with the haunted hideout for a day or two.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Lovely. Okay.
Wait, is that going to drive Roberts eventually paranoid just by hearing a random noise and start cursing at nothing?
Yeah, he just starts cursing about someone named Avery in public. Like, what are you doing? Why are you following me?
Nice.
So, Mr. Smith does in fact still have a job.
Interesting. Where should he head for his work?
By technically, you have still a job. The building's under reconstruction.
Obviously.
You have not been fired. They actually very much want you to come back and cook, please. Please.
They probably have no idea you were involved in the cataclysm that...
They didn't even know if he was alive.
Well, I am alive, and I will happily go back and work for my paycheck, like always. I mean...
Well, unfortunately, there's nothing much for you to do, but they do have your paycheck from last week.
That's good. I pay the bills, restock on food, mostly food. And since I don't have any pressing work matters, I'm going to just go hunt down Warp, or, well, hunt down is a strong term. Wander about, and if I find her, yay for me. Oh, and I am going to also stop by and purchase other things, but I'm not going to reveal that just yet. It's nothing like guns, it's like just mundane stuff. You'll see, if I find her.
Well, you probably won't, honestly.
Probably not, but yay. He at least knows some of the city. And I presume she cannot fly forever.
Well, she technically can, just...
Oh yeah, but you gotta land to eat. No,
And she needs to sleep at some point.
That, definitely.
Can she actually hover and sleep?
Probably not consciously. I mean, maybe it happens,
You would
but...
need continuous flight for that.
Yeah, the power needs to be continuous for that.
Yeah, if you want to activate something though when she's dreaming, by all means.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if she's dreaming, it might kick in, but...
Are you sure you want to farm hero points that way?
I'm just saying, I find that kind of thing funny, so...
Worth it.
I'm fine. Chicago's screwed.
It doesn't have to be something explosive. It tends to be emotionally linked, so she's not going to generally have dreams that bad.
Well, she did just see, like, 20 guys get splatted against a wall.
I said generally.
Yeah, and there was a murder scene before that.
Q, there's been a strange number of earthquakes recently.
Alright, so Mr. Smith is going to spend some time trying to track her down. Avery's being a poltergeist. What exactly would you roll to try and track her down?
That'd be investigation, would it not?
I would think so. Unless you're literally tracking.
He's attempting to, because he can smell her.
Then it would
Oh,
be
yeah,
perception.
there's a thing for that then, yeah.
Yep. Just make a perception roll. Mr. Smith, that is.
Oh, okay. I need to be on a different map then, because... Yeah, just put my token. Yeah, whatever.
I've made it visible for a moment.
Perception. Let's see. Sorry, it's been a while. Alright, right. I just have points in it like that.
On the first day, you do not find her. Roll it again. Okay, roll it again. One more. Kaylee, roll me a perception.
I miss having a token.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we input the numbers anyway, so it's not really...
You were visible for a moment.
Aha, she's been in the base all along.
All base are belong, etc.
Also, we don't have to input the numbers for skills because they're actually on the tokens.
Well, mine wasn't. Then again, I have more tokens, so whatever. No, you're right, they are. Never mind.
She's hiding in plain sight.
At the end of the second day, you have not found her.
Yeah, until contacted and told otherwise. I'm gonna keep looking.
On the morning of the third day, you were contacted and told otherwise.
Okay, there you go then.
You were contacted by, the moment you step outside, Roberts has his head sticking out of a wall near you.
I turn over, possibly with, like, I don't know, a ham sandwich still in my hand, look, blink and go, you're going to scare some very old ladies who live 2 doors over if you keep doing that.
I have a very good sense of timing. You know the drill.
Look up.
Poof!
Look around.
It's as you expected it to look.
Anyone else here?
Not that you can see, but that doesn't really mean anything.
Take a bite of my ham sandwich.
Roberts, meanwhile, will look over towards the dinner table. Mr. Avery, if you're still here, would you alert us in some way, please?
At the far end, at the far end of the room, one of the magazines on the table clatters to the floor.
That will do, I suppose.
I think you're being on.
Yes, and we know the ghost in question.
Hey, Avery, do you have a concealment effect, or is that just part of your insubstantial? I don't know how your invisibility actually works.
I have concealment 4 and insubstantial 4, as well as immunity 122.
Okay. No, that's funny. I'll be able to see you but not hear you.
Weird.
Yeah.
Does Avery not have a house to haunt, or has he just picked up his spookiness and moved here?
You have to find a way to ask him that.
I just did. He can hear us. He just can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you have like a whiteboard that he can just write on exactly?
Not a bad idea. I don't know if he actually has the dexterity to do that, though.
Maybe a piece of chalk or something more broad, just so he can kind of get the vague idea across. It's right big or in big strokes. If necessary, we can even do the 1 mark, 2 mark system of yes and no.
I'll look into it. But for now, there's a situation. There's a direct consequence of some of the actions recently. Very much wish Avery could answer us at the moment, but Avery, if I'm not mistaken, when you and Miss Murphy went investigating that murder scene, you got her inside on the basis of being a psychic detective of some sort. Yes?
The magazine comes across the room, settles a few feet away from you two, and clinks once on the floor.
1 for yes, 2 for no. So that's 1.
Well, there's now a warrant out for Miss Murphy's arrest, but frankly the warrant was one, and to a certain degree.
I bothered to look. If I couldn't find her, the local cops likely won't.
That's not the problem. The problem is the Prejudicium is only following up on the idea of a psychic detective.
The magazine traces out a circle on the ground and then clinks twice.
No circle? No. I think he wants you to get to the point. You're being too roundabout.
Clink, clink. Wide circle. Clink, clink.
Too broad?
Clink, clink.
The area?
Traces out a smaller circle. Clink, clink.
Never been particularly good at charades.
Neither. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, he starts looking around. Knife. Need a knife. Returns with a knife and a slab of meat. There you are. Use this to write.
I'll just have him cut into your flesh.
Because that heals.
4 letters appear in over the course of the next half minute.
Oh.
Ah.
A little too obvious, I guess, for us. Fair enough. I'm gonna need more meat.
Yes, to be clear, there is someone in the city who actually fits the description of psychic detective to what the Prejudicium has found of them.
I would presume there'd be more than one. Isn't that a profession?
Detective, yes. Psychic, not as much.
Still, I've heard some claim that it passively takes a chunk out of the raw meat and just eats it right there.
Regardless, this means that an innocent is now embroiled in the conflict because of directly what excuses were used.
The Prejudicium would just knock on her door, presumably use one of those things, those bleepers, find nothing, and leave.
And if they don't find nothing?
I'd be both impressed, and then I'd presume she would mine, blow, crush, destroy them, whatever they do, and that would be that.
Let me be clear. This is someone who is unusual. That is why they are going after her.
Oh. So teleport her here. Munch, munch, munch.
I need to have been in physical contact with her before that will work.
You really need to explain how the looking up process works at some point to us.
It's not my process.
Then the person who does it explain the process.
Clink.
She probably will soon. I understand your concerns, Avery. You've made it very clear.
Mine are just, I won't have to ask, why don't you just teleport her if you explain beforehand the rules,
The rules involve I have to have physical contact with her. At least once.
And the other pressing rules I should know of, like it has to be physical as in holding, physical as in looking, physical as in you were within 5 feet of her.
As in touching, skin-to-skin contact. Anything else is not relevant right now, because you two need to get moving. I would rather not have an innocent end up dead.
Is she under siege this very moment?
No, but she's going to be taken, and if she resists, they could very well kill her and dissect her, instead of taking her and vivisecting her.
Well, either way, she ends up in chunks, and that's useless. But the point stands, innocent death, got you, go save.
Clink.
Yeah.
Ugh. You two know the procedure.
Look up.
I'll assume Avery, in his non-seeable form, looks up.
Looks counter-gravitationally.
Suddenly, gravity flips. Ah!
Ah!
I'm not here yet.
Poof! Just move back to Chicago, because there's no need for a battle map unless a battle happens.
You underestimate me.
I'm not going to say a battle's not happening, but it's not happening yet.
Fair enough.
Oh, rats, I was muted when I said, "Oh, that's adorable."
You two are poofed into an alley. It's a street, there are apartments nearby.
I don't know where you are, Avery, but we're going to use the same thing as before. Here's the knife. All you're going to do is either carve what you need to say on the nearest surface. Not me, it'll just heal too fast. And tap for yes, no, and keep your eyes open for in case I miss it. And if you need to stab me to get my attention, go ahead, but good luck piercing, I guess. Just poke really hard. That clear?
Avery apparently does not respond.
Yeah, that's not troubling at all.
So, what else is in this alley?
Mostly trash and garbage and stuff. But Mr. Smith was given one of those communicators again. Hopefully he, doesn't destroy it this time.
Do I have to transform? If I do,
Well,
that's
that's
might
the
be a
question.
problem.
Speaking
Well,
of
I'm going
transforming,
to...
Roberts will come on over that communicator.
Oh,
Mr. Smith, if you could refrain from getting any larger this time around.
depends on whether or not I'm going to be attacked.
We're surrounded by civilians. If you go large, they're going to bring in the heavy artillery to deal with you.
Again, depends on whether or not I am attacked in a form that requires it. I will make efforts to not. Does that comfort you?
Frankly, no, but I have a feeling it's all I'm going to get from you.
Essentially.
Clink, clink.
No what?
He wasn't saying no. He's just watching Hogan's Heroes.
Heh. If you have something specific to say, carve it on the wall. Otherwise, I need to go find this detective. Well, first building I see. What is it?
One moment, let me finish up something here.
Okay.
Okay. You're looking for the red apartment building, room... Looks like either 11A or 11B. But more pressingly, the Praetorium should have agents coming in, more likely covert than overt. If you could find them, they probably know exactly where she is.
I could just follow the Praetorium, idiots.
You could, but you have to find them first.
Well, unless they smell like something specific, I doubt I can, so... he presumably teleported us close on purpose, so I'm just looking for a building that says detective.
You see a red apartment building.
That'll do.
The other ones are all varying shades. There's another red one farther down the street, but...
Well, I'm going to check the the what was it called? The address roster? It's called something. It just lists out the address of people who live there. Usually it's just a name and a number, but for a business it'll have a little more. So I'm just looking for that.
So you're going to march across the street straight up to the building?
I'm not gonna not gonna try and get hit by cars, but yeah. Obey traffic law and all that business.
But yeah, you're going to the front entrance of the building.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the open.
Like I give a flying fuck.
As you start setting out down the alley, the knife you handed you handed Avery goes clink 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 drag.
Pauses. What?
Clink 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 clink.
I don't know Morse.
Sure you do. It's the Martian Manhunter's niece.
Hey.
Brandon
Clink,
Brandon
drag.
Brandon.
Clink drags in a line away from you. Clink drags in a line away from you.
Follows the drag.
Tries to gesticulate a question mark in the air.
Takes him a minute to stare at it and goes, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" I was gonna go to the building and start looking for what I hope is the address of a business. She's a psychic detective. That would be a business, and you'd have a little card thing stating it on the building.
The knife just comes up to about shoulder level and then drops to the ground. If you're particularly perceptive, it may read as exasperation. Avery will continue simply following behind Smith, who is not telling him anything that Roberts has told him.
Well, Robert's just tyrant. He hasn't told us anything new. Hey, don't transform, okay?
Out of character, Avery doesn't know what you're looking for, if there are prejudice images here, what building you're going to, or any of that.
Fair enough.
But, stop
No,
me
no,
for
no.
a second.
In character, this is totally in Mr. Smith's repertoire to not know that he might want to share some of this information.
He's
keep
not
going.
used to working. Yeah, he's not used to working with anyone except himself, and he's not used to talking aloud either.
Oh yeah, carry on.
So, we're gonna split off for a second here.
Alright, he's about to go marching.
Though first, I want a perception from both of you.
Actually, this thing work? Does not, fuck it.
Oh, good. So in this case, you both actually noticed that the door is closing on that red apartment building, which means someone just went in.
I'm gonna go in after him.
Yes, we'll get to that. You have to cross the street first.
Yeah,
Assuming you don't want to be hit by a car, you have to wait a bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm obeying traffic law. I don't want to just get hit by cars on the way.
No, he's gonna play Frogger.
I'm good at it, but no.
We're going to switch over for a second. Odin,
Hi.
you're playing Constance.
Mm-hmm.
What has your day been like so far, as a normal day?
Well, I've been hearing a lot of reports about a random and quite destructive building fire downtown, and probably I've had a client or two ask me to look into it. So I'll be making preparations to go down there, like doing research on the internet and getting what information I can.
Fair enough. Because, yeah, that is a very strange building fire that just popped up there. Very strange.
Do you want me to actually roll the investigation, gather information thing?
Don't worry about it right now.
Okay, no problem.
It's still early morning yet, probably about 9 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you have a sign on your front door.
Right. Nothing too ostentatious, just like, an eye next to the
Mm-hmm.
peephole.
But enough for the people who are looking for you to, oh, that must be her.
Yeah, like if they already knew they were looking for a detective.
Easy to follow then.
Someone is knocking on your door.
Okay. Well, I'm already dressed for the day, so I'll go look through the peephole. They're just knocking, not using the doorbell?
They are actually knocking, not using the doorbell.
Alright, that's weird, but go ahead, we'll look at the peephole.
Yes, so we'll get you a map marker in a moment. It is a bald, dark-skinned man in a very, very ostentatious suit.
Okay, well, I'll just take a moment to get a read on him, since I have a few seconds worth of observation for both perception and insight. Those are both 22 on routine checks.
You haven't actually seen that make of suit before, like, on anyone in the city. So, he either had it imported from somewhere, or made it custom-made, or something like that, because that is not standard wear.
Mm-hmm.
You also know that there are some construction projects around your area, more apartment buildings being built, there's a road being repaved, and he's got no signs of dirt or wear or anything on it. But you're also pretty sure he doesn't have any car keys on it. So,
Mm-hmm.
kind of odd.
Well, this reeks of suspicious, so I'm just going to back up and see if he keeps knocking.
He'll pause for a minute or two and then resume knocking.
I'll wait to see if he announces his intent, because something's fishy.
After a few more knockings, Miss Bellamar, are you in?
Well, I shouldn't be surprised he knows my name. It's on the nameplate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll still wait, because I want to know who he's from, or where he's from, or what he wants. I assume he doesn't have anything like a name tag or
No.
any other identification.
Miss Bellamar, one of my associates spoke to you about the building fire the other day.
I guess that means I have to open the door. So I'll go ahead and open the door. Yes. Which of these associates? I have many clients. You will need to be more specific.
You expect him to, change his expression when you open the door, but he really doesn't.
Well, I was a little bit rude, so it's not too surprising, but I'm still waiting for an answer.
You've had a lot of people asking you about the building fire?
Well, sure, it's all over the news, and it was a very big fire, it came out of nowhere, and people still don't know why.
You now have a marker for Constance's apartment. I'm putting it there for now. If Odin has a specific location in mind, I can change it.
I did not have a specific location in mind, so that's as good as any.
To the airport.
It is not at the airport.
I want to go to the airport.
Why?
Because you won't let me?
Can I live on this offshore platform here?
That is... We've had that joke already.
Oh,
And?
I missed that.
In any case... The man just nods after a moment. My associate was one Mr. Michelson. You were actually contacted by a man with that name, but he was the most strange of any of them. He basically just asked, could you look into it, and nothing else.
Well, I do recall someone by that name. His request was very vague, and I would have looked into it simply on my own initiative. If I hear anything more, I will let you know, but for right now, all I know is what's been on the news.
Oh, I see. You have not received his email yet.
No, I checked my email this morning and I haven't gotten anything.
Would you very much mind if I asked you to check it again?
Sure. I will walk away from the front door, leave it open, and go over to my computer.
Okay, Mr. Smith, Avery. Is Mr. Smith going to be smelling for anything in particular as he crosses the street now?
Oh, the usual smells of the agents, which is, gunpowder and other nonsense. I've seen quite a few of them this stage.
You do smell gunpowder nearby. It's not distinct enough to pinpoint, but it's definitely here.
Is it, I've encountered these people at least 3 times. They're not just their combat ones, but at least a few people upstairs or at a front desk. Is there anything unifying their smell?
Besides generic metal, not particularly.
I'll have to keep my nose open. I can just... Yeah,
You're pretty sure, for example, you could pinpoint the smell of one of those weird robot suits again, but the standard uniforms?
Fair enough. Alright, well, other than just the smell of, strong gunpowder or that robot smell, that's all I'm really keenly focusing on.
I assume you're going to check the list of residents at the front door.
Yep.
Will Avery be looking over his shoulder at this?
Possibly while screaming in his ear, yes.
He'll be following Smith, seeing what he was doing, but mostly just keeping his head on a swivel and, trying to keep himself entertained because he doesn't have anything to do except follow the lizard around.
Well, I mostly ask because it's going to be pretty obvious that he's looking at the list of residents. Given he has to turn and peer at a thing on the wall that is not going into the apartment building.
Yeah, well, trying to read over his shoulder carries its own certain risks to Avery.
That it does.
So,
Mr. Smith.
No, 2 arms length at all times.
It's going to be really embarrassing when you realize you can touch him all you want because you can't actually jump in his body.
He doesn't know that.
I know. It's just going to be really embarrassing when you
Smith
do.
would know he knows that.
No, none of us know. I'm just saying it's going to be embarrassing for everyone when we figure it out.
Yeah, carry on.
You see a bunch of names. You were not actually told the name. Are you going to ask Roberts for a name?
Yep. Roberts. You got a name for me?
Name. Only a last one, Bellamar.
Look for a Bellamar.
Odin, would her last name be on the list, or would it just be a B?
I'm not entirely sure how apartment complexes do it. Is it first initial, last name?
Generally.
Everyone I've ever lived at, it's just last name.
Okay, well, then just last name is fine.
Then yes, there is a Bellamar in apartment 11A.
Avery, you're there. Go to apartment 11A ahead of me. If there's bad news, like real bad news, return and poke me with something. I'm going to head up the slow way. You just
A random
do the wall
discarded
thing.
pop can nearby goes clink once.
Good. Again, I'm taking the slow way. You go through the walls. Snappish, preferably. See you there. And he starts making his way up the slow way with what he hopes, Avery just phasing through walls or whatever it is ghosts do.
Ghosty things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Avery will go through the front door and get familiar with the numbering system in this building.
It's fairly simple. The only reason 11 has 11A and 11B is because one is on one side of the wall and one's in the other.
Okay, so just stacked duplexes, not a...
Yep.
Okay. Then in the hall, he's... Wait. Are there apartments on the ground floor?
Yes.
Are they numbered 1?
Yes.
Or... Okay. Then he will transit himself up 10 floors. Directly.
Okie
In the
dokie.
hallway.
You have found the 11s. There are 3 men standing in the hallway, looking very serious. There's a door at one end that appears to be 11A. It has a little eye symbol on the door, which is slightly open, and there's a man who has stepped inside it.
Like, still in the doorway, or...?
He has stepped through the doorway into the room itself.
Okay, door still open.
Yes.
Gotcha. The 3 men's including him?
No, 3 men besides him.
Okay. How are they arranged in the hallway? Like, are they all just in a cluster facing each other?
They're
Or are
trying
they...
to act casually, like they're leaning on walls near the elevators and such, but you don't even have to pay very close attention to see that they are far too tense to actually be relaxing and leaning on a wall.
Okay. Tense men in a group, and we're already expecting trouble. I'm just going to casually take residence in the man furthest from the door.
Casually subdue the person's mind and take over, yes.
Yes, as you do, so that the other 2 are between Avery and the guy who's just gone into the room, because they're likely all looking in the direction of that room.
Indeed they are. Rolling to see if he resists at all. He's only got 2 degrees of failure. Which I believe means...
No total control yet.
Not yet, but if it fails again soon...
Yeah, it's cumulative, so...
Which will happen before, I assume, Mr. Smith is going upstairs to get to apartment 11A.
Well, I mean, unless he's going full speed and...
No, I am not going full speed. He's deliberately just kind of sauntering, just walking, because he knew presuming Alan went ahead, so he's taking his time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then it'll take a bit longer than usual, but yes, Alan, not Alan, Avery.
Avery.
A names.
The other guy who's so old he's dead. Yep.
Avery, you are now in control of this man. You are immediately aware that you have a gun at your side.
Is it a laser gun?
Can't tell.
What are my surface thoughts?
Wait for your partner to bring the target out of the building, capture target, return to base.
I'm going to bide my time. Or at least wait until I hear Smith coming up the stairs.
Constance.
Yes.
You have no email.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and look at Mr. Suspicious Man.
He stares back impassively.
Where is he? How far has he come into my apartment?
He's barely stepped inside the door.
Okay, good, because any further I would have started to think. I don't have an email from Mr. Michelson.
He frowned, but it... Roll me a perception.
I'll just take the routine.
Okay, I thought you would. That's not... He's frowning. He's not actually concerned. It's like he's pantomiming a frown. That is concerning.
Indeed. Well, I will get back in touch with Mr. Michelson. In the meantime, I would ask that you leave my apartment. I'm still trying to get ready for the day.
His phone beeps. You assume it's his phone anyway. Something in his pocket beeps and it sounds like a ringtone, so... He takes a second to check it, and then glances back up to you. It appears my associate is actually on his way here to explain in person, if you would wait a few minutes.
Sure. I was about to get changed. I would have you step outside so that I would have some privacy.
Roll me a deception.
Right. So that is a +10. Do I have a token?
At the moment, you'll just roll it manually. You do have a token, but don't worry about it right this second.
Also, does he find me pretty? Because then I get +5.
So pretty, oh so pretty.
I feel
Putting
pretty
that on my characters because it's too
and
situational.
Yes, Caleb will now be the ugly duckling of the group.
After a moment, he'll slowly step out the door again.
And I will as slowly approach the door, close it, and deadbolt it.
Are you going to slowly deadbolt it?
No.
So it's going to be a very obvious sound of a deadbolt.
Yes. Once the door is very carefully and gently closed.
Avery,
I imagine I am witness to this scene.
you are witness to this scene. As soon as that door is deadbolted, the black man waves back to the group of men that you are with, makes some kind of weird hand gesture, and the others start doing something. Your immediate thoughts eventually tell you that that hand gesture means to prepare for resistance, but you don't respond as quickly as the others.
So when you say they're doing something, is it an interpretive dance?
No, they are readying their weapons and making sure they're able to be drawn at a moment's notice, which they've technically already done, but there's no harm in being thorough.
I begin going through the same routine, which I imagine is pull weapon, check chamber, check clip, check that I know where my spare clips are. I try to follow their lead.
Roll me a deception. Okay. Mr. Smith, the smell of gunpowder is getting stronger as you go up. Will you go any faster?
Yes, I'm going to pick up the pace a bit.
You are currently on floor 5.
Where's the smell coming from? What is best I can determine?
Probably about another 5 or 6 floors above you.
I fade from view and pick up speed to half my maximum, which is 3, I believe. Double checking.
So the distant footsteps turn into a...
Yes. Speed total of 6, so I can go half that. So speed 3. And I can go speed 3 and remain invisible, so that's what I'm doing.
Okie dokie. Avery, are you going to check the other memories of who you are inhabiting?
I don't feel confident that I can spare that attention right this second, but because I'm busy trying to seem like I'm part of the group.
Alright. Constance, you have
Although,
deadbolted the man out of your apartment.
Although again, any surface thoughts that drift up, I should like to be aware of.
Oh, well,
If they're
that case, yes.
If they're not routine.
One thing will pop up. In that the person you are inhabiting hopes they won't need the reinforcements that are stationed around the corner.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't take any action or attention for me to hear the thoughts of my current inhabitant.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Constance, you have deadbolted the man out of your apartment.
My danger sense is tickling. rather badly. Is there a fire escape in my apartment? I would think so.
Unfortunately not, actually.
Aw, man.
There's a
Alright.
window.
There is a window.
You are quite a few stories up.
Yeah, so that's not really gonna work too well. So instead, I'll just, I imagine I have like a little one-bedroom apartment. I'll just back away from the door and around a corner so that I can keep an eye on the door, but I'm not immediately within line of sight.
I will say you can still check out the window to see if there's anything you could possibly do, but yes, go ahead.
Oh, right. I should probably do that, just to make sure that I'll look and see if there's anything suspicious from what I can see in the window.
Well, looking around, you don't see anything suspicious. You are facing another building that's shorter than you. It's only about a 3-story drop if you wanted to do that.
I'm not that desperate. Not right now, because maybe he's just some particularly pushy solicitor. I'll try to pretend that I believe that, but in the meantime, I'll just hide around a corner to see what happens next.
Well, a few minutes will pass with nothing happening. Mr. Smith, you will arrive at the correct floor.
Neat. And visibly, I just count the numbers till I reach your door, I guess.
There are
Yes.
2 suites per floor.
You can see room 11A. You can also see 4 men standing in the hallway looking very serious and smelling like guns.
Lovely.
Did we hear him approach?
Yeah, you can roll perception to hear me, that's fair enough. I'll roll stealth. Look at how sneaky I am.
The most sneaky.
Um,
From the way some of their heads are turned towards the stairs, they did hear something, but they definitely don't see you.
Alright, good.
Avery, you did hear it. It very well could be Mr. Smith.
I'm going to wait for them to do anything particular before I move any further. Like I said, smell it. They could be cops, like undercover cops. I truly do not know. I don't trust that they are, but yeah, I'm going to at least give them the benefit of the doubt until I start knocking, start punching people.
yeah, what's the posture of the others? You say it's been a minute.
They're getting more and more tense as time goes on.
But all 3 of them facing the door. What's the boss doing?
The boss is literally standing in front of the door, staring at it and waiting. But it seems like he's had enough of waiting, because it's only a few seconds longer before he starts knocking on it again. Constance, what have you been doing while waiting for this?
Just sitting and waiting.
Well, he's now knocking on the door again.
I'm going to ignore him.
Alright.
I'd like to wait until the other 2 are facing the boss again.
They are now.
I look back towards the stairs, wave a hand down the stairs, and then go back to looking like I'm in formation.
I get the, hope I get the message right, because I'm going to head down the stairs when given that gesture.
Make him do an intelligence check.
I know you can do possessions. Pretty sure I've seen you do it. Yeah, you did it on that fellow when we first met, and then another fellow when I met you in another fight.
I'm more worried about your character's ability to actually pick up on that.
I'm not dumb. That's a shooing gesture. I'm shooing. The go away gesture is fairly universal, so I skedaddle.
He turns into a shoe.
But I am going to go down on a flight, just down to the next
Well,
floor.
at least now we know he has a soul.
Do these guys is their guns and such the only things of note on them? Have I noticed an earpiece or anything?
They do have ear pierces, yes.
And I've heard no chatter over that.
No chatter currently. Presumably, since they're all on site, there's not much need for chatter at the moment.
Right. Give me just a second. I tap the shoulder of the next guy forward.
He nearly jumps out of his skin and gives you a weird look.
I give him a chill hand gesture. I tap my ear, point downstairs, point to both eyes, and point him at the stair. I hear something, check it out.
He seems confused for a minute, then glances forward at the boss again, then to you. Please roll me a deception.
I love 8s today.
Yeah, apparently. He will eventually head to the staircase. Mr. Smith, you hear and smell someone coming down the stairs.
I just am invisible, so I just make sure I'm in a position that they won't bump into me and wait.
Eventually, you see one of those men from upstairs come walking down past you, and he looks around at the floor you're on, floor 10.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't see anything for a bit, and then reaches a hand up to his earpiece and starts talking into it. Avery,
Yes?
you are told, all clear here.
I'm waiting for him to turn around, by the way, go back up the stairs.
Avery whispers. Thought it might be someone moving around. Okay.
The man does indeed turn around to go back upstairs.
He then gets clocked on the side of the head. Really hard.
Well, you'll want to roll for that one.
Fair enough.
And you roll against her flat-footed AC, right?
I don't know. I am coming out of not being seen, whatever that means.
Well, in this case, you will hit. I assume you're trying not to smash his brains against the wall.
Preferably not, no. What's my strength at this? 6. Oh, that is a 21. Yeah, DC 21.
Congratulations, you have actually knocked him out on the first hit.
Bam!
Bap!
And I grab him. I don't need to roll for this because he's unconscious with the first hit. So I'm grabbing him so he doesn't just fall over and make a shitload of noise. So I'm holding an unconscious man, and I'm just gonna pick him up and
Hot.
put him down. Just have him sit, take his gun. I'm assuming he has one.
Indeed it.
Actually, yes. Actually, no. But does he have a gun?
Yes, he has a gun.
Is he? Yeah, I'm assuming he had it. Yeah, I'm gonna. Does he have a death grip on it, or does it just, Does it look weird? Is it just a pistol, or is it some sort of weird techie thing? With knobs.
Just a second. Looks like he inspecting something.
Wasn't related. It does not have knobs or anything. It looks like a pistol. It's just a very heavy pistol.
Well, I'm going to steal it. I'm just going to take it and put it in a pocket of my jacket or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give this to Boss Man, and maybe he can make heads or tails of this sort of thing. See if they have any weird weapons when they're just casual, or if this is truly just a gun. Right, he's unconscious, and that's handled. That leaves, presumably, 2 of them up there, and Avery. Oh, back invisible I go.
You are invisible again.
I'm going to go up the stairs. Very slowly and to not make noise this time.
Constance, the man is knocking on your door harder now.
I don't hear him. La 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 la.
Are you doing nothing but sitting in your apartment and waiting?
I have like peeking around the corner at the door, but I'm not moving.
Okay, Avery.
Mm-hmm.
The boss man is waving for everyone to come forward, and they're setting up in a breaching position around the door.
All right. I follow behind the other 2.
The other one, right now.
Well, him and the guy at the lead.
Speaking of, you've noticed that the man has not come back upstairs yet.
I get the boss man's attention and try to point this out to him without making any sounds.
He does look around as soon as you have his attention and scowls before nodding. But he makes a gesture that after a moment you recognize as just the deal with it afterwards.
Okay. How did the first guy in front of me? How did he form up on the door?
He went to the left. The boss man is still standing directly in front of it and pulling something out of one of his pockets. You are presumably to go to the right.
I take position on the right.
He is definitely pulled something out of his pocket. It looks like a credit card at first. You're going to assume it's not a credit card, because why would the paramilitary organization be using a credit card to open locked doors?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
As I mount the
broke,
stairs...
If it ain't broke, you don't need a credit card. A debit card will do.
My question's going to be very simple. Do they have their guns drawn, like, out and ready to go?
The man across from Avery will. Avery is supposed to have. Will he have?
Avery does have, yes.
Yes, then 2 of them do have guns drawn, yes.
And they're all, I'm assuming, focused on the door?
Yes.
Then, I do the only logical thing that exists. I drop my invisibility, and I call out loudly as I can. Actually, oh no, better idea. Is there a fire alarm? There should be one.
Yes, there's a fire alarm on every floor.
Neat, I pull that.
Clang, 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 clang.
If that gets their attention...
One would assume it does, yes. Everyone is now being rained on by water.
Good, I'm gonna just super speed, screw my stealth, and kick that man through the door.
My apartment.
Okay.
He wants
All
in,
right.
you go on in and
Make an
through the
attack
door.
check.
Supersonic speed.
Constance.
Yes?
First, the fire alarm went off.
Mm-hmm.
Had you ever purposefully disabled the sprinkler in your room?
I don't have a need to, so no.
So now there's water falling on your apartment.
God damn it.
It's not that bad, but then a man comes flying through your door.
My apartment! That was in character. Alright.
My
that-
man witch.
It's that same bald, dark-skinned man as before.
Right.
And there's me standing on top of him with both feet.
Okay,
Oh, you're
so...
doing that kind of flying kick.
Yeah, torpedo kick.
Flying drop kick straight to the back of his goddamn back. And then there, with water raining down on us, and me standing on this man, I go, "You're about to be attacked. Get under the desk."
I presume I need to make an initiative test with the against the guy on the other side of the door from me.
You do. Before you do, actually, could you tell me one thing?
Yep.
I need to change the background color of the map. What's the shade of that purple?
That is Hex 320032, RGB 50050.
Fantastic.
I did a
waltz right off the
flying.
tongue.
I did a flying 30-mile-an-hour drop kick to this man's back. He may or may not be dead.
I mean, this is comic book logic. It's going to take
Yeah, I'm
more
assuming
than that.
he's okay, just really badly hurt Batman style.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, Avery. Frankly, I debate if we even need a battle map for this.
Well,
Is it
Well, I'm going
particularly...
to
Bat
assume
left?
their reaction is
All-
open fire on me with Avery not shooting me, and then I punch the one not shooting me.
I don't think we need a map for this, strictly, no.
It'll probably be over in 2 rounds anyways.
We'll see.
If it lasts longer, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Oh,
Avery,
right.
you have failed your initiative check.
Yep. Alright, so what does he do before I get to?
Well, he's on the comms.
Should I
That
be
fast,
rolling
that was
initiative
fast.
too?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an initiative for me. We're not going to have a strict initiative here because it's going to be a very strange combat.
It was initiated by Smith, so he's max value, and everyone else rolls in under.
Yep. You can't even tell what the guy's saying over the blaring of the alarms, but you do hear it over your comms, and it mostly seems to just be the word reinforcements.
Okay.
Now, something people didn't know was happening. Omega.
You get rained on.
Well, I don't know if she's inside the building, but she's been approaching the building.
My speed is 19. I showed up right after that first radio spike. I've just
Yes,
been
but I don't know if you
visible.
went inside the building.
Oh yeah, I'm on the floor. I've been watching this.
That's about what I thought. You are aware that calling for reinforcements must mean there is more people nearby. What are you going to do about this?
Yeah, this is when control over the strong nuclear force is fun. Because I'm going to use gluon blast to get rid of the stairs those guys are standing on, and I believe that's a cylinder, so that's going to get rid of probably all the stairs in the building.
So, wait, are you destroying the staircase?
Yep. It's going, let's see, it's a 60-foot cylinder. So I'm taking out everything that's not inside
So,
of the
how many people were using that to escape the fire?
Mm-hmm.
This very round? Probably none yet.
They probably just opened their doors screaming.
That's fair, but there is a chance there are people on that staircase.
True.
Oh, okay.
Just turn into a
I mean,
slide.
if you want to ignore it and do it anyway, you can, but you'll probably murder someone.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'm just going to,
Why don't you just flatten the stairs so it's like a slip and slide so everyone on the stairs just falls?
that's not how that power works.
Alright, oh,
The
that was an idea.
gluon blast is not very
The gluon
precise.
blast is awesome.
Alright,
Yeah, but that's not a precise instrument.
Okay,
right,
in
hammer
that
on
case,
scaffold.
okay, yeah, I'm going to hit I'm going to stand behind a door and try to hit so that I'm still out of sight when I become visible, because doing anything makes me visible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to try to hit one of them with a Schrodinger's blast.
Please go in for me.
Roll what now?
1d2. You're hitting Avery.
Awesome. Schrodinger's blast is range perception, so it is a rank 11 affliction. Resisted by will.
Well, you get to use Avery's will for it. What is the rank of it? You said 11?
Yeah.
So hey,
He met it precisely.
he met it precisely.
So unless stuff happens on a failure, just boing.
I assume it just boings on a failure.
Yeah, just boings.
You somehow did nothing to the man.
How dare you?
Super mook.
Next turn, I'll target the next one.
Avery,
Yes.
that man is called for reinforcements. What will you do?
Right. Are we wearing body armor?
Yes.
Is it chest only, or chest and under the pants, or...
Chest and various other areas, but it's all composite pieces.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So like
everything
your typical
chest.
tactical vest sort of thing.
This is the armor that you've run into them wearing before, where it's very strong, but it also has the unreliable effect.
Right. Okay. I do not have any faith whatsoever in Avery's hand-to-hand skills. So I'm going to kneecap the other guy.
Okay.
You don't need those. Blam blam.
Well, one of them. He just wants to immobilize him and make yeah. So
Oh, actually, sorry. Sorry, we have to go back. Schrodinger's blast is actually an area effect.
Oh boy.
I read it wrong. It's area burst 1.
So I assume you're catching both of the people outside in it.
I would have put it into the middle of the group, yeah.
Well, I assume you're not going to fire into the apartment of a woman that you don't know is there or not.
No, the people outside the apartment, yeah.
Okay, then the other man has to roll as well.
okay.
Sorry, my bad.
Never mind.
He's failed pretty bad. What do you get for 2 degrees of failure?
This is a... just 1 second. So this is a limited degree ability, but it has an extra thing. So for 2 degrees, he's disabled and defenseless, but it's subtle and insidious, so he doesn't notice.
So free
Interesting.
crits.
Yes, Avery, you are now able to kneecap this man quite easily.
His knees explode.
You have to make another. You have to make another check against the power when you touch him. It's contagious.
He's not touching, he's shooting.
Okay.
Yeah. Defenseless, and what was the other one?
Disabled.
He's disabled and defenseless.
Disabled is just a really heavy debuff, like -5 to
Oh,
everything. I
okay,
think.
I see it. Yep. Yeah, -5 on checks.
Defenseless is the one that matters for our purposes. It just
Yeah,
means
he has no
critical.
active defenses and is also taking -5.
Basically, you can either hit him as a routine check, as in you just hit him, or you can roll, and if you still hit him, yay,
Well,
you get a crit.
Avery doesn't know that.
I don't know. That just
No, yeah, he's
it's
he
subtle,
might
I don't
look a
know.
little under the weather, but it's an insidious effect, so even he's not aware what's going on.
So
The whole
roll the
idea
hit
was
as
that-
normal.
The whole idea was that people would touch each other and spread it.
Plus any muscle memory, aka ranged weapon
Yes.
skill that my body has.
That's going to save you. That'll actually make it a crit. With their gun, need to roll his toughness and see if his armor works. Oh, goody. His armor doesn't work.
Money!
Yeah, there's a fleshy pop. And he's now screaming on the floor.
Okay. And with my move action, I tackle him and shout into the comms, "She's got a gun! Down!" Well, I'm shouting to him, but hopefully it goes through the comms and has the intended effect.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mr. Smith,
Hmm.
the man you are currently standing on is going to try and shoot you in the face.
How?
He has a gun. He's going to try and shoot you in the face.
I kicked him in the back. He's currently face down.
He's blind firing.
Uh-huh.
Draw, shoot over his shoulder.
You're an idiot,
Yes.
sir. Go on then.
That's just total concealment, otherwise carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He has missed. He has shot into the ceiling.
Neat.
In this case, I'll point out that it's actually worse for that to happen. He could have just killed someone.
Yeah, that is kind of bad. I was not expecting him to be so stupid as to try that, but fair enough.
It's
Honestly,
not
I
only
thought this man was
stupidity,
unconscious.
it's more that what does he care if civilians die?
Jerk. I thought he was unconscious, to be honest. He just got drop kicked, but alright.
No, he's not down yet.
Well, he's now going to get drill kicked into the floor, possibly through it, so that'll do it.
Constance!
I thought rolling my initiative meant that I would have gotten to act sooner. A lot of stuff seems to have
Nope.
happened.
Yes, a lot of stuff has happened because a lot of people rolled different than you. You
Right.
also technically got to roll in later than a lot of people.
Shock and
Which
awe and all
then
that business.
doesn't mean you get to, it's weird. In any case, so shots have now been fired both in and outside of your apartment. The fire alarm is going off. There's a man who has kicked someone else through your door. At least
That's
he
you
kicked the
too.
creepy guy, which is kind of vindicating.
And warned
Yeah.
you that you're about to be attacked and politely suggested you get under the table.
Well, blah, 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 attack! Beep, beep, beep! You! Bleep, beep, beep, beep!
So,
Fair enough.
I'll examine the scene with my Sherlock vision to try and get an idea of what's going on.
Ooh, are you Action Man?
Please be action, man.
What? What is Action Man?
It was a short-lived show. The guy had the power to immediately analyze his surroundings and pull off ridiculous stunts because he could tell everything that was going on all at the same time.
Effectively, yes.
I have the analyze part, maybe not the awesome part.
He kicked a rubber duck into a thing that started a Rube
Basically,
Goldberg thing that brought a
the
building
reason
down.
she calls it Sherlock Vision is you remember Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock stuff, like the boxing scene where he analyzes everyone? That's what she's got.
So she has Sherlock Holmes power. Awesome, I dig it.
Psychic detective.
I dig. Go.
So, right, what do I know?
Well, you're aware that the man who has been kicked into your apartment has a gun, the other man does not. The other man, you can't tell, but you don't actually think of man when you look at him. Your first thought is wild animal.
Mm-hmm.
You have nothing at all that supports your idea of this, just that you look at him, and that's what you think.
Okay. Well, this is no longer time for subtlety. So I will touch two fingers to my forehead, and as I do so, my body is wreathed in translucent purple flames. And then I will retreat further into my bedroom.
The safety of the covers!
Well, I'm not going into bed, just moving
Safety of
away
the
from that.
covers!
Good night!
No! Well, that person just burst into flames, so that confirms that.
Alrighty then.
Not the couch for it. I believe it's my turn.
I want everyone to roll me a perception.
I will take my routine.
Yep.
And if I smell anything, of interest.
What the hell is that?
That
A
is
lot.
an accidental D220.
Same
Avery
thing.
has become God.
I
No,
see.
that-
Oh,
that-
No,
that
that
was
was
your
Omega. That was Omega, yeah, okay, fine. Avery's still God, though.
I have become the Alpha and the Omega. You're welcome.
Alright, Omega's being killed. Do you need a new character?
I think it'll be a Shadow Mage.
Okay, looks like everyone's going to be aware of this.
Actually, I had an idea for a character with time powers, but yeah.
Still need a perception from Constance.
Routine.
Oh, right, yes, of course. There's a loud thumping outside.
Like, dubstep thumping?
No, like heavy walking thumping, but louder.
Do I
Yeah,
smell
I-
those
It's a
damn
giant
robots
robot,
again?
isn't it?
I
Yeah.
like
You
to play
s-
dubstep while I'm fighting.
You smell one.
God damn it, there's a robot incoming. Son of a gun.
At that point, Roberts gets on your communicator. Need to remind you you're surrounded by civilians. Please don't fight that thing here.
I want to so badly. Alright, fine. Fine. Let me just grab the girl and we'll leave.
Oh boy, are you going to try and grab Constance?
No, I have other things to do. Remember this guy that I'm standing on?
Yes.
Yeah, enjoy being 3 floors down.
Are you
My
you're going to?
apartment.
I'm just going to I'm going to take a foot off, so one foot's on him, one foot's not, and then promptly just shove him through 3 floors. He can enjoy being on ground floor or whatever it is, or however many 3 floors down is.
Make me a strength check.
Sure.
And hopefully
down
there
is a
weren't people in
ban.
those apartments.
Let's see. Okay, yeah.
You got him down 1 floor.
That'll do. I really only needed him down the one. And I'm just going to walk in the room after her.
From Constance's point of view, there was a loud crunch, and then that man is walking into her room.
Excuse me, I know this is a... Well, I'm going to have to probably shout this because of the alarm.
Uh-huh.
Screaming at her, "Not the time, we need to go. Hand, please."
He gives me the impression of being a wild animal. I'm not touching that.
Probably a good decision.
Probably.
Best decision anyone's made this whole campaign.
Is she still, like, on fire and some weird shit?
Yes. Also, Avery had the right of it.
Yeah, she does. He does.
Okay, so I believe next up right now would be Omega.
Okay, so I heard, I heard what's it tell him that there's something inbound. Can I hear any chatter from the robot?
No,
Perception,
there
I
is
guess.
there is no chatter incoming or outgoing from the robot.
So I have no way of knowing where it is at the moment.
Other than just thud, thud outside.
Yep.
Can I hear a thud thud outside? I don't have
Yes, you
super
can.
hearing or anything.
Oh, it's big. There's nothing you
Everyone in
hear.
the building can hear thud thud outside.
Okay, I'm going to fly straight through the building and go after the robot and try to use my transmutation blast to turn it into potpourri.
I'm going to let everyone have that sink in for a minute.
That should work as a transformation affliction against it, I'm guessing.
What are you trying to turn to potpourri?
The robot.
ED209.
Well, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
I'm guessing the robot weighs less than 25 tons, so...
It might actually weigh more. I don't know.
No, it does.
So expertise physics check. Okay, passed for no problem. So I need to hit it. I have accurate 5 on it, so plus 10 to my attack. It's pretty big, but I don't know.
You've hit, just, I suppose this is an affliction then, isn't it?
Yeah, again, transmutation should work as an affliction against a construct, yeah. It is a rank 10 transmutation effect, then.
Nothing appears to happen.
Oh, smudge. Yeah, I probably should have specified I landed on a... Well, yeah, I landed near a roof and tried to stay out of its vision while I did that. It's what I do. Not that I can't tell that a beam just hit it, but yeah. That'll be my turn then.
The kneecapped man is kneecapped and screaming.
Seems legit.
Avery.
Hmm. I get up from having tackled my theoretical buddy to the floor and go into the apartment. I keep my gun down at my side, not drawn in front of me.
Okie dokie. In the immediate apartment, there is nobody. There are noises from the bedroom, though.
I will head that direction. What with all the corners, I think I might need a fitness to have enough movement speed to get there this round. To the doorway, anyway.
Yes. Go ahead and... Actually, you don't roll athletics, I do.
Yep, I don't know what this guy's athletics bonus is.
You're fine. So now there are 3 people in the bedroom. As we go to Constance's turn, unless Avery wants to say anything.
Ooh, un ménage à trois.
Avery reaches the door. What does he see?
Well, he sees Mr. Smith having also come in just a second ago. And he sees the woman with, what was it, purple flames?
Yep. They're translucent, so they're obviously not normal, besides being purple.
There you go.
He will take a beat to soak that in, and then... have you asked Roberts for a combat extraction yet?
I was hoping she would just take my hand. I don't know why no one trusts me with that.
Constance!
Sherlock vision on Avery.
Well, he looks at the other... He looks like he's a friend of the guy who attacked you at first, but he's also... I don't know. He's standing weird. That's about all you can get.
Well, I don't really trust either of them because they're just coming in completely out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will continue to focus my powers. 4 tendrils of flame extend from my back and solidify into hands. And then I will retreat as far back into my bedroom as I can away from those people.
Which is not, unfortunately, very far.
Nope, but I will go into the corner and, tell it. I don't know who you are, but I'm not going with you until you tell me exactly what's going on.
You're being attacked by men with guns, and we're here to save you.
How do I know you're not with them? How do I know that you're not trying to take me somewhere else?
We are trying to take you somewhere else. The difference is that...
Down,
Avery, what is
boy.
the difference between us and them again?
Down, boy. I suppose I shall have to wait for a round or a beat to get a whole paragraph out, so...
Yes, there is one thing that's going to happen first. You hear more stomping outside. And then a loud, metallic voice is addressing the building. Making sure I have the name correct. Yes. Constance Bellamore, please vacate the premises.
Well, screw that noise. The first problem is that I need to deal with these 2 people in front of me. Is it my turn, so to
No,
speak?
you just did your thing.
Okay.
It is back to Mr. Smith in this case. Which means you, Skullhat.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, I couldn't...
Do a thing.
What thing?
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
Oh, sorry. I was grabbing a drink because I thought it was... I have lost track of the turns completely. Right, so I ask Avery, we need a combat extraction preferably now, and she's being disagreeable with the whole let's run away thing.
I assume you mean Roberts.
Sorry, Roberts. Damn it, I keep getting... Roberts, yes, person on the phone.
You'll want to get her out of the building first.
Would you like me to tackle her?
Preferably not.
Well, she's not being... Do you want to talk to her? She's not listening to me. And I have no evidence I can't produce without sitting down and just talking. And we don't have time for that.
If she's actually willing to take the communicator, you can try it.
Miss, I'm going to assume you're Constantine. You don't know what he heard.
She's held lizard, yes.
God. Odin, you're now playing a blonde man in a trench coat?
No, she's playing Keanu Reeves.
Ah.
Our commander on this side of the line would be willing to talk to you about matters if you'd like. In the meanwhile, more people are going to stream in here trying to kill us, and the giant robot may or may not try and punch you to death. It kind of depends. But I'm going to make something very clear. We're not here to hurt you. They are.
That should be the end of your turn if you're trying
Yeah,
to
that's all. I am offering communicator.
Yes,
That's it.
it is the end of her turn. Omega, there's still a giant robot outside.
Why doesn't anybody ever try anything twice? I'm going to try to transmute it again. Maybe the problem was potpourri. I'm going to try to turn it into Sierra Mist.
I don't even.
Fuck.
So, did Omega just become Alan?
Yeah, that's not working. You have missed.
Alan's power is one of her powers, yes.
To a lesser degree.
Yeah, he could do... I think he had more ranks than it.
The robot has turned towards Omega.
Ah, crap. I'm vulnerable right now. Hi, robot.
The robot is going to open fire.
Ah, crap.
I assume
What's
you're
it
standing
firing?
on a rooftop nearby.
Yep.
Congratulations, it has missed you.
What was it firing at me with anyway?
A harpoon the length of your body has just flown past your head.
Oh, I'm immune to that. I'm still insubstantial. I just don't look it.
You don't know if that's a special harpoon, though.
Yeah, it might be.
Point is, it's still pretty big, and it flew past your head.
Unless it's an energy harpoon, I'm good.
Inside the building, everyone knows that sound. Except Avery, but Avery wouldn't
And
know it even if he
Constance.
heard it. Okay, yeah, fine. Mr.
So
Smith knows that
basically,
sound.
almost no one knows that sound.
Hardy har. That robot outside just fired one of its guns, but it's not shooting at you.
Or it derped badly, who knows.
Yeah, that's right. None of you actually glimpsed me that whole time.
Uh-huh.
I forgot.
But in any case, Avery. There was a very loud chunk noise from outside.
Yeah, that can't be good. Hi, miss. We are representatives of someone who doesn't like big, shadowy organizations who try to kill people like you and my accomplice here, and ignore
And
the
that alarm sure
closing
is loud.
Talk to the man in the earpiece. He sometimes has a way with words. I'm gonna go watch the door.
Are you going to look out the window?
No, that's a quick way to get my head blown off.
Aww.
I'm going to go back to the bedroom door and assume a firing position and be prepared to cap anyone who comes in through the apartment door, because they said reinforcements. They might have meant the giant sounds out there, but they might have also just meant, more shock troopers to storm into the building. I don't know.
Not a bad idea. Constance, you were being offered an earpiece, and you have been talked to.
Nope. So I'm going to attack both of them. Hold on, let me just double check my sheet. Oh no, I can attack both. Just the one. So, I'll reach over one of my psychic hands as if to reach the earpiece, and then instead just not really punch Mr. Smith with it, but like grab him with it.
I am being grabbed by flaming hands. This is normal.
So I'll make an attack check followed by the wait, do I roll the effect rank check or you roll a resistance check?
You roll to try and hit me, going after my parry, presumably, and then I roll a resistance check. Unless you're trying to do a grab directly, in which case it's just a contest. You do have to roll to hit, though.
No. So just the attack check for me then. Just making sure, because I haven't used this system before. So
It's fine. Attack check first. I am really easy to hit, so you shouldn't have much trouble. Oh yeah, you totally hit me. Okay, my question is you punching me and then grabbing, or is this purely a grab attempt?
So based on the roll, what is... Okay, actually, the other arms will pile in afterward. So,
Okay, my bead.
you have to roll against a, affliction versus will.
Okay, weird thing to roll against, but okay.
A lot of afflictions are will.
No, but I'm being grabbed by hands and I'm rolling will. What?
Psychic hands.
And how do these DCs work? It's,
Rank of the effect plus 15.
No.
No, plus 10 for afflictions.
Right, yeah, afflictions are different.
So, yeah, that resisted. Okay. Although, what was your defense?
My parry or
Right.
my will? Well, my parry, you beat it by a bazillion. Let's see. Yeah, it's just like... Oh, in this form it's 14, so you beat it by 3 degrees, looks like.
Okay, so, I have No, I don't. I lied. Forget it. I'm stupid. Don't mind it. Just, yeah,
Okay.
it fails. So, seeing that my attempt failed, do I have enough room to run through the doorway, or is Avery blocking it?
I'm blocking it.
The two of them together are blocking your way out.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen and take the earpiece now.
So she just sort of rubs my face with her hands. Her flame hands.
She tries to grab you by the arm and do something, but then just meekly takes the earpiece, apparently.
Yep, it's fine. Nothing happened. It'll be okay.
I mean, I'll shake your hand if you want, but you don't need to get all touchy. Are you one of those humans who does the flirting thing? Because I have a sign I wrote. Do I need to wear it?
I'll just talk into the earpiece now.
You take the earpiece. There's a man on their side. He sounds very gruff. Is this Miss Constance?
Who are you and what do you want with me?
What I want is for you to preferably not end up on our dissection table.
We are in agreement.
Look, suffice it to say, we're all aware that you can do abnormal things, and those men you were speaking to are also aware of this.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out by now.
Good. You might have noticed that the men sent in after you, I say men lightly, can also do abnormal things. The ones who aren't carrying guns, anyway.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to give you this chain of logic. When being asked to go with someone, or be taken by someone, would you rather go with the ones who have abilities like yours, or not?
I'll go with the ones that don't seem to be outwardly hostile, so I guess I'll go with these two.
Good decision. Get outside.
I'll be holding onto this communicator.
Fair enough.
And is that the end of my turn?
That is the end of your turn.
Okay.
Mr. Smith, you heard her end of that conversation, so...
Which ended with grudging acquiescence.
Pretty much, yeah.
Shrug.
So, time for you to get her out of the building.
Yep. Politely smile, dip my head, stand aside, gesture for her to go first.
I'll go ahead and let you three just, go. I assume you're going to run out of the building as one.
I will take the rear.
Fair enough, if it makes her comfortable.
Is there roof access?
I can make roof access.
Make roof access.
I make roof access.
How are you going to make roof access?
How do you think?
You have many different methods available to you.
I'm just going to hop up and make a hole.
Okay, I don't know if you've ever read a couple laws written by Newton, but any hopping that you do sufficient to punch a hole in the ceiling is going to punch one in the floor.
Well, I was going to hop on the wall and grab the wall and then hop into the ceiling, then punch the ceiling, and etc.
Yes, he's not planning to jump through the roof. He's jumping up to the roof and then punching the roof.
I think you should just jump into the roof so we hear spring.
And if necessary, I'll just throw you guys up into the newly created hole, but I don't feel that'll be necessary.
Yeah, so there's a hole in the roof, or the ceiling, rather. There's still another floor above you.
Continue making holes in roof until roof is reached.
That would have been your whole turn. I'm still fighting a robot out here.
Yeah, there is that going on, and it's very strange.
Yes, how are you going to try and fight this robot?
Oh, this should be working. I'm going to try to turn it into Coke cans.
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll that victory point.
Okay. You have hit.
Rank 10 affliction.
Nothing happens.
Son of a bitch.
I'm going to tell you that this probably isn't working.
Well, I don't think this system really handles power word kill, essentially, is what you're trying to do on this thing.
Right.
No, the thing must be above our power level if it's got defenses that high.
Yeah.
It was kind of tanky in every respect.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is Affliction 10, third degree transformed. Is it limited degree third only?
No, it's just the... It's just a transmutation effect, but when you do that on constructs, it works as an affliction.
Transform. There we go. For an attack, when dealing with non-living creatures, those absent stamina capable of resistance. Okay, so the GM may permit transform to function like an affliction on them. Otherwise, it's transform control. So transform control is what you have, right?
That's the thing I actually have, yes.
Okay. Which how much per rank type transform?
That is a 5.
Gotcha.
Anything to anything else. And it's
okay,
permanent.
then yes, it's just doing very well on its checks.
Yes, it is.
I'm assuming it's above our power level, or it would have failed after 3 tries for likely. So
I mean, if you consider that it's a giant robot that may or may not be designed to fight multiple super individuals,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not really a
I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's unfair. I'm just positing that would be my turn.
The robot is going to shoot back.
Hopefully, it hasn't figured out I'm insubstantial somehow.
How do you feel about plasma?
I don't like it. Well, actually, what's the actual damage type? I'm in electric form right now.
Energy.
Energy isn't a damage type. It has to have a type.
Oh, yeah, what do they call it there? Their types have always come off a bit odd.
The suggested list thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Plasma would either be heat or electricity, I think.
Can she detect all energy types automatically and know it?
No, it's because
It's important to know for if it affects her or not.
Yeah,
Well, sure, but at that point you could just say it affects her if she doesn't actually know whether it does. And
yeah.
why.
I don't think he actually thought about what energy type it is.
Wasn't important before now. But no, I know what it is now. I'm just checking now if it's going to hurt you or not.
Yeah, it should either. I would think it would be heat or electricity. Right now, I'm in electric form.
Energy types. Acid, chemical, cold, cosmic darkness, electricity, gravity, heat, kinetic, light, magnetic radiation, sonic, and vibration.
Plasma isn't really electric. Like, it's charged, but it's not electric.
Well, from a mechanical standpoint for the game.
It's just a ball of angry heat. Really, really angry heat. The angriest. I'd argue a couple. You can have more than one, so it'd be something like kinetic and maybe electric. And
Yeah, it
It
could be
is.
kinetic, maybe.
It is going to hurt you.
Okie doke. Roll your attack.
Yeah, you need to roll resistance.
Is there a roll toughness?
Yep.
My toughness is 10.
Okay, you're just taking a bruise from that. But that did actually hurt you.
Did I get any inkling of what kind of energy it was when it hit me?
Not particularly. Mostly because it barely hit you.
Well, actually, that would be an expertise check of some sort. But...
Feel free to roll it, but it's very unlikely you're going to get anything off of it.
I'll just roll the D20 plus 10 because that's my base. I'm not sure if that's an expertise that's in my wheelhouse or not because I have expertise physics.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Okie doke. Oh no.
Mr. Smith?
Mm.
That robot outside is definitely shooting at something, and it's not hitting the building in any way, shape, or form.
I'm going to hope it went rogue, and that gives us more time to
Oh,
escape.
I'm visible now.
Yes, but they would have to see you for that.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm inside punching holes in roofs. I'm just going to make sure get everyone to the roof and out of here. Like that's the goal. I'm happy the robot isn't a problem right now. That means I don't have to transform and deal with it. Even though I kind of want to. But yeah, I'm just going to more hole in roof until we are at roof.
Okay. Well, the only-
I presume us following him by me offering a knee to give her a boost up and then returning the favor will suffice.
All right,
I
let's
think
reach
she
down and
might
yank you
be
both
able
up.
to... Can Constance pull herself up with her arms?
Theoretically, they're arms.
There you go, then.
In that case, I'll just literally reach down and yank Avery up behind us.
If relevant, the arms can stretch up to 30 feet.
And then you can do it. Yeah, no problem.
And they have your strength modifier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have reached the roof because you were pretty close to it as it is. Please, all three of you, roll me a perception.
Routine.
Yep. You know, you might occasionally want something better than a routine.
Well,
Yeah,
she's got
for
good
now,
perception.
no.
She doesn't really need to ever.
Avery and Constance. There is a brightly dressed person on that roof over there.
Oh no. What does my Sherlock vision tell me?
You're a bit far away. Is your eyesight any better than the average human's?
Nope.
It's a brightly dressed person on a rooftop.
Okie doke.
Why is there a brightly dressed person on the rooftop?
It also appears to be what the robot's shooting at, judging by the fact that the robot is pointing guns at it.
I'm just going to take this one at face value and yay, someone else being shot at that's not me for once.
Speaking of Omega.
This thing can fly, can't it?
The robot? We have
Yeah.
seen no evidence of it flying.
Okay.
That's not a no.
Yeah, thank goodness.
As a free action, I'm going to switch my energy, my insubstantial energy type to heat. Well, I did hear that they're calling for an extraction over there, so as my move, I'm going to become invisible, and then I'm going to fly over to them and hope I can get out with their extraction.
Okay. The robot
Screw
is
this
going to
robot.
continue. The robot is going to continue shooting at where you were. That rooftop gained some blast marks.
They really just don't give a shit about civilian casualties, do they?
Apparently not.
Well, it didn't break the roof yet, so...
Give it a minute. Also, anyone that was on that roof, for whatever reason that wasn't Omega, is now dead.
Well, you don't see anyone there, so hopefully there wasn't.
That's the hope.
I'd be equally worried as to where that spear lands.
Yes, that is a very good question. Where's that harpoon that missed gonna land? Nowhere
that's
near
a good fucking
you.
question.
You don't need to worry about it, but it's gonna land somewhere.
Someone's gonna either lose a car or their life, or both.
Might want to roll D32 on the compass wheel to see if it goes harmlessly out to sea.
And impales a whale or a boat. Watch it happen.
Meanwhile, a few, like a mile away or something, Warp feels a strange, heavy object getting closer.
Oh no.
Wow.
In any case, Roberts will come through on the earpiece again, which Constance currently has. Don't be alarmed, alright?
Little late for that.
Talking directly to Constance.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Is she going to respond in any way?
Just kind of, acknowledge.
A man floats up through the floor.
Okay, well, I will, I'll stagger backwards, because that is not what I was expecting, but you said not to be alarmed, so I'll try not to be too...
Alarmed.
Right.
Both Avery and Mr. Smith recognize him as Roberts. So, you know, hurrah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And he holds a hand out to Constance. Presumably for a shake.
I'll use one of my psychic arms.
He kind of shies away at that.
They don't burn. You can touch them. She already... I don't know what she was doing, but touched me a lot with them. Is that how she sees?
Regardless, I need skin contact if we're going to get you out of here.
Sherlock Vision, go.
He reminds you a bit of the guys that you were seeing, at your apartment, who were, I guess, trying to kill you. But he seems more relaxed than they are, like he's actually showing emotion on his face. That's a plus. The emotion right now is mild concernedness and irritation, but it's still emotion.
And he seems trustworthy.
He doesn't seem to be lying at the moment.
Wait, if he needs physical contact, how'd they ever get Avery?
Avery's a weird case. We'll get into it when it becomes relevant. Not to mention, he did technically touch the person that Avery was inhabiting at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Bare minimum hand touch.
Okie dokie. And that's when he'll look around. Our transporting friend says we have a stowaway.
I look pointedly at Avery, or the person he's puppeting, and go, we usually do.
No, not him. We're well aware of what Avery has to do to get around.
Okay, I take a sniff of the air. Anything smell off?
Avery.
Omega, are you immune to being smelled?
I am concealed from all sense types, except for tactile.
I took counter concealment on this thing, so I don't know how that works.
That's
Counter concealment counters my concealment. That's how that works.
Right.
You smell a person on the roof.
Oh, this person? And I reach out and poke them. I don't know if they're in poking range.
I cannot be
Well,
poked.
hold on a sec. Is your smell accurate?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he's got super smell.
Okay,
can, in fact,
I don't
be-
know that thing.
You can, in fact, be poked if you are not in. Well, hold on. Are you insubstantial 2 or higher?
I'm in substantial 3.
Okay, then you are also immune to tactile, because, yes.
I start
But,
poking at the air where you're supposed
But
to
I
be and
am
go,
heated
well, this is
right
different.
now, so it should be slightly warm where I'm standing.
Well, there's supposed to be a person here. And I keep just waving my hand at it.
Stop that!
And it talks. Avery, is that you? Wait, Avery's over there. Is this your friend, Avery?
Stop with the questions and get us out of here. I'm sick of that robot.
Roberts has drawn his gun at this point.
Smith shrugs. He doesn't have any idea at this point. Could you reveal yourself, or if you can't, talk to Avery?
I cancel my concealment.
I think everyone just blinks at that one.
Pretty much.
And Roberts eventually frowns. You're that one the prejudice has been pointing out as a do-gooder, aren't you?
Yeah. Thanks for making them notice me, by the way.
You're welcome.
Roberts just rolls his eyes at that one and holds out a hand, presumably for her to touch it.
I cancel my Omega form.
I was about to say, why are we taking along a cosplayer? And then that happens, and I go, why are we taking along a cripple?
Thanks. I touch Roberts.
You are welcome. That's not something to thank over.
I don't know your name. Constance, you. Look up.
I do.
Why?
Look up. Just do it.
Fine.
My normal clothes and my wheelchair are subsumed into my Omega form, so I'm actually sitting there in a wheelchair now.
And that's my statement.
You're part wheelchair?
Yes.
No,
Like a centaur,
anything
it's a
I'm
wheelchair.
anything I'm wearing or riding gets subsumed into the form.
So nobody have a piggyback from Omega when she goes Omega form. Got it.
Not a good plan, no.
So, everyone looks up into the bright blue sky, and then the bright blue sky becomes a concrete ceiling.
And that's when I break away from Robert and, just try to get an idea where I am.
I am going to serve sandwiches, because that is normal, and so far I've had a very abnormal day, even for me. And that should worry everyone in this room. I make sandwiches.
I'm gonna roll over and have a sandwich.
It's a good sandwich. It's very meat heavy, pretty light on anything else, but good sandwich.
Avery will remain his normal token for now, because the person he's inhabiting has nothing at all special about him in terms of appearance.
Come have sandwiches, we're going to explain ourselves to one another. Includes you, Roberts. You don't need enough. I can actually see, smell the... If you were a prey animal, you'd be the one I'd chase. So, come eat.
Roberts doesn't really have a response to that one.
Other than coming to go eat? So I glare at him.
He'll step over to the table, but doesn't actually go to a plate.
Put a sandwich on a plate, look at him. Allergic to sandwiches, are you?
He'll just shake his head. Miss Bellamar, it would be a good time to explain what's going on.
And have a sandwich. Gets out the ketchup, mustard.
Should I hang around for this, or is it the cage for me?
You're not gonna knock yourself out anytime soon. You might as well be here to explain your part of it. And enjoy a sandwich.
As he said.
Looks at the sandwich.
Yeah, I really hope nobody ever comes and attacks me in this form, because I'm actually really fucked right now.
Yeah, call it a hunch, but I think my current ride might
Pepperoni.
be vegan.
They're pepperoni sandwiches.
I'm going to subtly use my psychic hands to touch Robert on the shoulder.
Aren't they big and flaming and purple?
So?
Not very subtle, I think.
Hey, Roberts, you got something on your shoulder.
So,
roll me an attack check if you want to actually do that.
right.
You react surprisingly well to everything that's going on. I think I like you.
Oh, me?
Yes, you. I've never seen anyone react to that sort of thing, and I point at Constance, without either screaming or stupid questions. And you've done neither.
Robert
I
will
turn
probably
into
back away.
I turn into an insubstantial superhero when I spout a nonsense morph phrase. This is pretty blasé to me.
Huh.
Well, moving
Plus, I
on.
have a spirit in a ring talking to me right now. Yeah, shut up. I didn't want to kill anybody.
I'm just a monster in a human skin suit, so... Amen, sister.
He's telling me I should have collapsed the stairs on them.
That might have killed people. Good idea, but, like you said, kill bad.
I'm thorough, by the way.
Oh, Mr. Smith, also Tyrant, also Gnarl to friends. You can call me Gnarl. I like you.
The asshole in my ring is Omeg.
Omeg, I also like you, but something human life has purpose. I have books, you can read them. Well, at my house. This is not my house. My house is smaller and less garbage.
Roberts just sighs and looks at Constance. As you can see, we have a bit of a strange bunch at the moment.
Right. Sherlock Vision?
On who? Roberts?
Also just the surroundings. Because all of this is available, within half a second.
From the way that there are no actual ways in or out of the place, or windows, or anything, you assume this is meant to be a bunker of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of guns on the tables back there. There's what looks like a medical area over in that side of the room. Same side of the room, there's a sleeping area. Presumably the most important part of the room is that big, huge TV screen / monitor, but it is off at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So, are those beds over in the corner?
So out of character, in character?
I mean, it's both.
Yes, they are beds.
I just want to get an idea of how many people live here.
Well, there are... Okay, to clarify, these black lines you see here are curtains. It's all curtains. I just don't want to use these for everything because that would look very bad.
So I don't see those.
All you would see would be the curtains on the walls, so...
Right, so scratch that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's the pile of guns, the food station, and some generators and a computer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, and the station cell that hold the area, but...
Yes,
everything else.
you now see the man who came with you standing in that cell.
That makes me
And now
very,
sitting.
very uncomfortable.
He has a ghost in him.
I
I saw it when I was in my Omega form.
You were not there before that happened.
Yeah, I can
When
see
she was
the
standing next to us in
inside of
Omega
it.
form,
Yeah.
she could see the ghost in the body thing. I think is what he's referencing.
Yeah.
Let's try to subtly hand touch Mr. Smith again.
He lets you touch him and just looks over. Yeah.
Okay, so roll will again. Okay, so, Constance has mind reading. I guess that is, 1 degree of success. That's just surface thoughts right now.
This sandwich is delicious. I like this Thora person. Why is she touching my shoulder? I like
Didn't you
her,
have some
but
sort of
she's...
immunity to will powers?
I'm immune to control. Very specific control.
Okay.
So you're going to get my surface thoughts, which include, this sandwich is tasty. I wish I had more. I wonder what this tastes like. And replace this with just any animal you want to think of. Deer, whale, dog, I don't care. I like this Thora person. Why is Constance touching me? These hands things are weird. I wonder if I can touch them. Does that mean I can tear them off?
So
He's not
I've been
going to.
fighting. So I've been fighting some street crime for a bit, and then suddenly some asshole starts blowing up and avoiding the Prejudicium because I can hear them, and then some asshole starts blowing up their buildings, and suddenly they're on my trail, and I'm assuming it was you guys.
Correct.
Thanks for that. That's just what I needed. You know, I have a job and stuff, right?
You're aware they would have found out about you eventually, because that's what they do, and gone after you eventually anyways, because that's what they do. Right? This just sort of moves the timetable up. Do you want a sandwich? I look at Constance, whose hand is probably still on my shoulder.
If he's not going to try moving, I'll roll another resistance check to see if I can get any deeper thoughts.
Do I, feel anything after this? Is it just subtle or something?
Well, from the power description, it's inherently subtle because it's not really doing anything.
Fair enough.
So, what is rank 2?
Rank 2?
Or, sorry, 2 degrees of success. I'm just gonna pull it up on.
It's cumulative. That's fine.
Personal thoughts. So, I want to know what he is.
Well, he is a gigantic Tyrannosaurus, according to his head. Which could just mean he's crazy. But to his memories, as best as you can tell, he is a not human in every definition of the word. Experiences mostly emotions ranging from anger to pain, depending on how far back you want to look. He mostly lives for the enjoyment of fine food, the occasional rush of a fight, and a sort of existential, I want to know what I am.
So, 2 degrees of contact is you ask one question and receive the answer from the target's mind.
Oh, he's not really able to keep
I
that at this
know,
point.
but the only thing was, what is he? Is
Yes.
what Constance wanted to know, and then
when it
you went
comes to
on and on
mind
and on.
reading, when it comes
Okay,
to mind
so just
reading,
the-
answer just the question asked.
Okay,
Right.
he is a mutant monstrosity that looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Goody, she's gonna step away now.
Just a second before. Yeah, actually, no. We've only got like 10 minutes before. There's an odd hiss coming from Odin's
Yes,
microphone that I'd like to
happens.
debug after we're finished session, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Carry on.
Where's the gravity bender you guys used to have?
She skedaddled.
Okay,
I've been
stop.
trying to find her.
Okay, I need you to actually explain how you say that.
I can hear your chatter.
No, you can't, because they haven't been chattering about themselves. The
Oh,
very
yeah.
little chatter that's been used has been, what are they doing?
Okay, sorry, I thought they had.
Yeah, I don't actually know. I don't think when. At least I don't remember. I remember saying it, but I don't remember.
Okay.
The most communication that's happened is just, like, get us out of here. Who is this person? They've never talked about themselves on the radio
Okay,
at
yeah.
all.
What happened to the girl who used to be in your group? I saw that on the news.
Has she been on the news?
That's a good question.
During that explosion, the whole place was on the news constantly. I would have seen her leaving.
She was never... Which explosion?
You have to clarify.
Because the first building explosion was not a thing. Like, they didn't get anybody coming out of there. The second building explosion, she wasn't involved in it. She was purposefully not involved in it.
Yeah, she deliberately stood out of that one.
Unless a news helicopter happened to notice her fleeing the post office fight.
Fleeing by flight, mind
And
you.
one wouldn't associate her with us anyway. There'd be no reason to. Because the other people fleeing.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that secretary and that one guy.
On the other hand, if Ian wants to roll the perception for random camera operating
Yeah,
Mook
that-
in the
that's
news
fair.
helicopters.
Otherwise,
yeah.
I'll just drop it.
Other note. Actually, Kelly, do you want to handle this? What would happen if the news if someone came back with footage saying they had, a girl flying?
I'm pretty sure. Well, this is your setting, so but I'm pretty sure the Prejudicium would then murder all the people that have seen it and destroy the tape.
That's about accurate.
Sounds about right.
Because that's happened in her backstory. Anyone that she's actually met and has helped her is dead.
Okay, yeah, just never mind the whole thing then.
Before
Smith
Roberts, she
glances over
probably never knew.
Constance. Oh, I'm sorry.
Before Roberts, she probably never knew why, but yeah.
Well, she knew there was someone chasing her. Or a group chasing her, rather.
She escaped from a van of people that had her unconscious and were trying to keep her sedated, so she knows something's up.
Spooky shit.
Also, please let me know when enough of this conversation has progressed that Avery can return
can
from his
indeed
cage
float.
nap.
He can float out of the abyss of space that is inside that cage.
And Miss Constance, you've is the word manhandled, but you're a woman. Language. Manhandled me twice. You've touched me a lot. Is there a reason for that, or are you just fond of me? Because I have a sign I can wear that, like, reminds you of things to not.
I find it easier to communicate with people who touch.
I'll...
That's not entirely a lie.
All right, I suppose.
That was out of character, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was?
I can roll.
Just keep going.
Avery's here, everyone. Speaking of, we need to get papers and notes for him. I can do that
I'll
shopping.
have a
later.
whiteboard brought in.
Yeah, whiteboard, papers, notes, things for him to write on. Varying sizes. He can manipulate things fairly well, what I can tell, but, best to be safe. Or, Avery, can you manipulate a pen to write things? One clink for yes, two for no.
Clink, click, drag.
That's more or less, but let's go on the safe side and use, like, large pens and chalk and things.
Number 2 pencil.
Miss
And-
Bellamar.
Oh, right, sorry, Avery. I give him a sandwich. And yes, he's well aware you can't eat the sandwich. It's polite.
I eat the sandwich.
Well, if you wanted seconds, I can get seconds.
Miss Bellamar,
Yes?
I have a rhetorical question for you.
I think that means you're not supposed to answer it.
If the United States government discovered that there were individuals with unique and dangerous abilities, do you think they would react well to that?
No.
You said it was rhetorical.
Yes, and she has answered why it is rhetorical.
Because the answer would always be no. I would know. You would know. We'd all know.
The Prejudicium, as I've heard the word being thrown around, is that section of the United States government.
Oh, so they're official?
Yes, they're not strictly known by the other branches, but yes.
Munch. Pass.
What kind of dipshit president authorized this?
I don't know. I don't vote. I'm technically... Well, I am legally a citizen, but I don't think I'm of age.
I don't know if any president has actually been aware of them.
Don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.
I don't know. I felt that Luther fellow had a good argument.
In any case, they want to discover how these things happen, so they capture anyone who shows abnormal abilities and take them apart until they understand how they work.
There is precedent for that working. They're not basing that on nonsense, if you're curious. I was, do I call myself successful? I like to think of myself as successful. A successful example of someone being taken apart and then used to make something, being that I am the thing that was made. So they're not basing this on, maybes or what ifs. This is a thing they can do, and they tend to want to do it.
Yes, I am thinking about turning you over to save myself. Thanks.
It wouldn't work. Munch.
I would like to know more about myself, because these powers that I have are relatively new, and I don't know where they came from.
We can look into that. I do have one thing to ask in return. Beyond saving your life in that instance, but I'm going to take that as a given.
I was waiting for the "you're welcome."
Ask away.
We could use your assistance in finding someone.
What do you need me for?
You're a detective, aren't you?
Consider this the weirdest job interview you will ever have.
I can't promise anything, but...
I work at a nuclear reactor. This doesn't even top it.
Really? Sitting across from... Well, then again, I haven't fully explained. Having a ghost at the table doesn't top it?
When you rescued me, you asked me to take your hand. If I were to give you my help, I want you to take mine. And I offer him one of my psychic hands. Robert, that is.
Usually it's the interviewer who gets handsy.
And actually, we're going to stop there.
Okay.
Well, that's a comic book for her.
Dun,
So,
dun.
Dun dun dun!
Dun,
I mean,
dun.
that's... yeah.
Because, yeah, that's going to be a bit of an info dump if he does take it, and going to make some problems if he doesn't.
Yes. Hopefully we get a
Avery
hold of
tried
war.
this last time, and then he found out that Robert's native language is Afrikaans.
Uh-huh. That was fun.
Dang, I didn't use my out of character knowledge to make that one of the languages I speak.
Is Avery going to make a point of learning Afrikaans now?
Well, he'll have to learn it the same way everyone else does, one curse word at a time.
Well,
I do-
thankfully,
yeah.
mind reading transcends language by default.
Just a second here.
Limited by language is a flaw you can take.
Yes.
Therefore,
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, Avery has a particular kind, yours is different.
Yeah, his is mind reading limited by language, because he can only hear surface thoughts, and he's only a guest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my character Omega actually does speak 8 languages.
On the other hand, I did make a point of also giving Avery's mind reading feedback specifically so that will attacks on his current host affect him and his host.
Because that just makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Mr. Smith
One of her
barely
languages
speaks
is
English.
Klingon.
Mr. Smith is like 4 years old and learned English within the last 2 years. He speaks English and barely.
So, next time on Mutants and Masterminds, do we discover the secrets of Roberts? Does he have a first name?
His first name is Robert.
How quickly can we get to warp? Is she dead? Is she alive?
One would assume she isn't dead, because she'd probably do something to the city if she had died.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
like to think she'd make a really big crater before she goes.
So
I'm
3 days have
detecting
passed.
I'm detecting a distinct lack of black holes in the neighborhood.
Kaylee,
She
is
did
this
have-
accurate?
She did apparently have a spear land near her.
Go ahead, Jim, put go.
Kaylee.
I think warp's silent right now.
She is muted, yes.
Boo.
Were you saying something though, Odin?
3 days have passed. I'm wondering what she's been doing in the meantime, but we'll have to figure that out next time, I guess.
Probably being homeless.
There's only
guessing.
so much time I can cover in one session.